So I'm going to tell you what happens when you actually run out of the DEF fluid, but I'll tell you a quick story on how I got there. If you go to the gas station and you buy some random off-brand DEF fluid, it definitely runs out a lot faster than what you get from the dealer, or I've been using blue. You can buy it by, like, you know, half case or case, have it shipped to the house. You can actually get a 55-gallon drum, which I'm thinking about just doing that to keep it easy. But 3 of the 4 times I took it to the dealer, they told them to fill the damn thing up, and 3 times they didn't fill it up, and then 1 time they told me they filled it up, only to find out that they only put 1 gallon in. And it was at that point that I realized, all right, I'm going to find out what the hell happens if you run out, because this tank hangs down on the bottom of the trunk like a tumor, and I'm waiting for it to get ripped off somewhere off-road or get punctured and whatever. I want to know what the hell would happen if I just ran out, and am I going to get stranded on the side of the road, or what's going to happen? So you get that warning that pops up once it's out, so you got 500 miles before your speed limit's limited. And I drove that for quite a while. No issues, drove normal, up until a regen hit. And then as soon as that regen started, my truck shut down. And when I say shut down, completely shut down, it shut off. And then I couldn't start it. It took me about 5 minutes to get the truck restarted. And then it would spit and sputter and barely get going about 30 miles an hour, like in limp mode. So I was able to get home, and once I put the fluid in it, the regen kept going and everything was back to normal. But if you see that little message pop up that says you have 500 miles before your speed limit's limited to 65, you will if you got fluid or some kind of fluid in there and no regen hits. I think that sensor kicks on and it says that you're out and there might be a little bit left, so you're okay. But the big issue is if you hit regen, you're screwed. So I think you'll probably be able to go 500 miles before you hit the 65-mile-an-hour thing, and you'll be just fine. But man, because when that regen hit, my truck shut down. I'm like, oh man, I'm screwed. I just wanted to know, you know, I tow things, I travel a lot. I wanted to know what the hell I was getting into if something happened, I ran out of fluid, and was I going to be stranded and left on the side of the road. But it looks like you're going to be okay as long as you don't have a regen hit, and maybe carry a gallon in a truck or something if you know you're getting low. You know, the thing is, you could run out, and then as soon as that message pops up and says you got 500 miles, if a regen hits, you're screwed right then. You're not going to get 500 miles. You're just going to be stuck. So I had a lot of people saw it online looking up on forums, and people asking what happens if you run out of the DEF fluid, and well, that's what happens. You'll be okay as long as you don't get a regen. But cool part was I got home, put fluid in, and everything was good to go. But make sure you're running whatever the spec DEF fluid is. You know, whatever the hell I was getting up at the gas station. You know, I was in a pinch. There's not a lot of places around here to get this stuff, and whatever I was buying at the gas station was running out way faster than what I was getting at the dealer or running blue. Not say on a full tank, I was getting 1,000 to 1,500 miles less on whatever the hell that brand was at the gas station. So you think it's just a simple fluid, but there's obviously some spec to it. If you don't want to be filling this thing up nonstop, then get the whatever the hell the spec is at the dealer, blue. I'm sure there's some other brands out there, but just wanted to add those notes to my channel here. Make sure you hit subscribe, catch some of my new content first. You can hit me up on Instagram and JamesPhillip313, and if you got any questions about the L5P or my truck in general, my lift and all that junk, I'll get a response back to you. But until then, I'm going to catch you on the next one.